let's see here. I have not played an actual LOTRO session outside of the family videos for a while now, but they did the 2K scaling UI update last week. So I wanted to hop in and just do a little bit of Lord of the Rings Online. This game is 19 years old. Definitely has a lot of issues in terms of age, and like one of the things you can look at immediately is like the amount of hotkey bloat. I don't use more than like 3 or 4 of those abilities. That's ridiculous. It's a phenomenal game though. I do have a lot of love for this. But I wanted to hop on and check out is what I meant to say. The some of the UI updates and just play around with things. I've spent the last probably 45 minutes messing around and getting things sort of where I want. One of the things I can't, for some reason, I can't get it to go into 4K, and I was reading that the game has a hard time unless you do some special download off of Steam, and I'm not running it through Steam, so we're running it in 2K right now, which is fine. But I had to respec my character even because I haven't played this hunter in so long. All of his abilities were.
There are not enough curses in the world for the invaders of the lands of Rohan.
Had to sort him out. Pack up what I can, but most of this gear will not travel well to Forlor. I'd hate to get him into the hands of orcs. Right, he wants me to collect supplies, which we can do.
Stay and hear me out.
Collect meat from the moose. Doing good, Allie. Had a little bit of a nap. Is there another supply around here that I'm not seeing? Huh. That's 4 of. I don't see another one. Well. Yeah, it's still a tiny bit blurry in 2K as well. But it's a much, much needed change from what it used to be. So, as we are all told when we were kids, you should be grateful when you get something new. Don't be a whiny bitch about it. It's not perfect, but compared to what we had, it is a massive improvement. And they have said that it's going to be a work in progress. So I'm very interested to see what that progress is going to look like in the coming months as they continue to modernize and update their game. Oh, I need to collect the meat from the other one. Because it's definitely still a little blurry once you go beyond like 1.25 up into like 1. Because I'm around 1.5 and you can definitely see like. Here, if I open this up, like it's just a tiny bit fuzzy. Now, granted, I'm not in 4K. I'm in 2K. So that was the other thing I was struggling with today. I could not get it to, like, it just won't show the 4K in the drop down. And I've tried every little trick that the internet suggested, other than going through Steam and like adding that weird lossless program, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to play through the Steam app. I'm very content to play through the native loader, which is where I've played for decades. But compared to the 1920 by 1080, that's one of the reasons I just kind of decided to not really play that much anymore. Mostly it was because of the mouse and keyboard. I really do want a controller these days, but I don't mind playing once a week here and there on a mouse and keyboard, which is usually the sessions that I play on Sunday nights with my brother and the kids, which is tonight. And since we're playing tonight, I wanted to actually do all my troubleshooting now so that when my brother gets home with the kids, I'll be ready to go and have the UI all set and all the kinks worked out. So. I got 6 of the meat now. That's all I need from that. Which is more easy, this or World of Warcraft? Either or. I mean, it's not a competition. Both games are solo. So that question's kind of pointless, because you can solo in both games, so no one's playing World of Warcraft for challenge. People play World of Warcraft unless you're in like a top tier guild that does raids, but that's not the average player. And most people who play this game are here because it's Lord of the Rings and it's a chance to explore Middle-earth. We are in Rohan right now. This character. I may have missed some of what you typed, Allie. I'm gonna go, I'll check the... I'll have to go look at YouTube here in a second, because I don't think all of it came through the... Oh, never mind, you were, Yeah, I tried that, and it didn't do anything. That was one of the things that, one of the many things that was suggested. I thought you had already posted it, but you were pasting it after the fact. Oh wow, big old earthquake notification just came. Not where we live, but my phone just was like freaking out. Big old earthquake. Nowhere near where we live. There is a third-person action RPG game in development right now. Yep. The rumor is that it's going to be something along the lines of Hogwarts Legacy, but for Lord of the Rings. Oh, I forgot about my coffee. What are we at here? We have so many quests. Let's do the return. Let's defeat wolves. Talk to Horn. Let's untrack that. Oh no, the new Lord of the Rings game is probably 5-6 years out. Oh, I did get a new horse though. The Steed of the Hunter, which is really cool. Oh, my mount thing, because of the scaling UI. Mount display panel. Get that up here, please. This is part of what I was working on the last hour, was getting all of the UI stuff propped out. I think I have, is it all? No, oops, I hit the wrong button. My bad. I closed it. Hang on, I hit the wrong button. What did I use? Ah, it's F. I knew I had bound my mount to something. I couldn't remember what it was. Sorted.
There are not enough curses in the world for the invaders of the lands of Rohan.
What is this world coming to?
Alright, those 2 quests are done. I just got a title. Roamer of the Icebound Lands. And I got some LOTRO points. Yay! Okay. It's not breaking for me, Seikto. Mine's working fine. Playing on 4080 and 2K, and it's working great. Mirkwood is awesome. Quests at Mirkwood are a lot of fun. We are currently in Rohan, where the orcs are looking for man flesh, and we shall deny them. Alright, we need to find Eothite, the owner of the empty home. Well, we need wolves, so... anywhere in this area. One thing I'll notice with the new UI, I don't see my icon on the map anywhere with this new map. Like, even if I maximize it, like, I don't see my character anywhere on the map. So I think that's bugged at the moment. And it definitely won't let me untrack certain things, certain quests. It's almost like the mouse isn't properly... See what I mean? It's like it's telling me the mouse is way down here, but it's actually way up here. So there's definitely some wonkiness with some of the new UI stuff. It's all good. Work in progress. Can't tell for how many years I complained about not having scaling UI, and we finally got it. So I'll take a little bit of jank from here and there. Trust me, I play enough Bethesda games, I can handle a little bit of jank. Oh, that is a busy looking camp. Outfit's hideaway. Come closer, my friend. Okay. Oh man, I love these interiors. Do I have my keys bind set up to kill the UI? Yeah, there we go. Like, I still think the world building team, you know, they're obviously using assets that are quite older, but I think they've still done a phenomenal job with the way things look, despite the fact that it's aged. What landscape difficulty? The one I choose to play on. That's the best part about landscape difficulty, is you get to choose to play however you want.
It's a sad thing to watch your lands die.
Another stranger come to lay a curse on me, or do you seek refuge from the cold? Which is it? Speak up at once. Yeah, that's could be what it is with the mouse thing.
These lands were once so fair.
I believe I have some information for you, stranger, but I need you to find something first. I'm afraid I cannot tell you without some proof in my hand, for otherwise you will not believe my story. It's in Dunfast in my home. You will know it when you find it. Speaking of which, we could just probably scale the mouse back down and see if that fixes that issue. God, that mouse is tiny. No, it's still doing it. It's still tracking down there. So yeah, it might be something where we just have to, like, when I minimized the game a minute ago, it could have made that wonky. But I'm not going to restart the whole client. So, what Skyrim mod is this? No fucking clue. What server am I on? I think this is the Peregrine server, but I've got characters on this one and Meriadoc, which is the EU, both of the roleplay servers. I got 2 accounts in this game. I've been playing this since it launched, so I have a shitload of characters. Well, we're not actually making a return. This is just, I was wanting to play a little bit tonight before my family session, so we've been playing on Sunday nights with my brother, his wife, and the kids. Those sessions are out on YouTube. We play a couple times a month. But the UI changes just went live this week, and I wanted to get all the UI set up before our session tonight, so I figured it was a great chance to just come on, hang out, stream the game for the first time in a very long time. I don't think I've streamed this in probably a couple years. And get all the UI stuff working. But I am not returning to this game. I am way too busy with other stuff. But I do play this a couple times a month. with the family. Oh, I forgot about the legacy legendary server Mordor, where they have like all the wraiths that spawn. We did that a couple years back. Was when that launched. I created a River Hobbit burglar on that server, if I remember correctly, and we streamed. That was the last time I streamed the game. Was that last year or the year before? Because that was like the last time I actively like was playing. When that server went live. I'm very pleased with the UI update. Right, I could finally see the text without it being like all blurry, because I was always just playing in 1920 by 1080, so it's really nice. I've got it in 2K right now. I haven't been able to get it to work in 4K yet, so that'll be at some point. The next thing I'll work on is try to get it to work in 4K, because I can't get the game to recognize 4K resolution for some odd reason. So, but it's also a 19-year-old game, so I'm not out there like, oh my god, why can't you make it work? It's just bullshit. Yeah. I've just always just played it in 1920 by 1080 because I like the game and I don't really care. However, if I can get it to go into 4K, I would love to do that. So I'm going to continue to troubleshoot in the weeks ahead until I make it work. Alright. Oh, did that not count as an orc? They had to be in the white shards. There we go. Find the items in Iathet's abandoned house. Yeah, I would love to be doing it in 4K, but for some odd reason it's not recognizing the resolution on my machine, so I decided to just suck it up, buttercup, and just do it in 2K. And there's definitely some wonkiness here and there, but it is so much better than what it was. I will forgive the little bit of jankiness. Ooh, that music's really good. I think we're gonna just vibe for that. Vibe to that in a minute. What's this game called? Lord of the Rings Online. Is it free? Yes, it is. Free to play, but you can also pay a monthly sub if you choose. Is it like World of Warcraft? In the sense that it is an online game, yes, it is like World of Warcraft. Do, 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 do. Is it better than World of Warcraft? That's entirely just a personal opinion. The 4K is just an upscale? Oh. Gotcha. Alright, what am I looking for here? Find an item. Abandoned home. I know, right, JK? The home is draughty as it was before, and you feel a strong chill. Ah! See? Didn't have that when I logged in the first time. The ice-cold fragment is very similar to the formations you see on the Nurzum and of the land wherever he goes. Oh, that's that giant ice beast that's haunting this land. I remember that. And I have a debuff on me right now. Intense cold. Love the visuals. It is PC only, yep. Yeah, they've never done a console port of this game.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
Now that you feel its power, I will tell you I came by it. I am sure that this is the reason Wildemort has fallen into a wintry ruin. It is my fault.
It's a sad thing to watch your lands die.
This will probably be an instance. Yep. This is not a memory I wish to relive, but I will if it helps you to save our land.
There is a story behind the stone fragment uncovered in Dunfast, an old and dark one.
Oops.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
You will wish me dead when you hear what I did to Wildemort. If you wish to know I came by the stone, I will tell you. It was a year ago, and it was a fine green day. I walked often when it was warmer, for the woods were fair and hale. Oh. We're gonna follow him, I'm assuming.
It's a sad thing to watch your lands die.
He remembers walking in the green woods of the Witchshaws. Where in the timeline is this? During the Lord of the Rings novels. Oop, there's an old wanderer. Is that a fellow wanderer I see ahead? What is your errand, my good fellow? Are you from this land? Pray answer. Yeah, I tried that also, Allie. It didn't work. Trust me, I tried like an hour of troubleshooting earlier. I couldn't get anything to work.
It is a sad thing to watch
But I
your
appreciate you
lands die.
poking into things. Yes, I remember sitting for a long while with the old wanderer. Who's the leader of these lands? That would be good. Is he strong? Is he hale? Yeah, it doesn't follow logic, Allie. I tried everything under the sun. I tried to force. I even went into the INI files and like tried to force it to go into 4K by going into the actual INI files and trying to force it through that method. Like nothing has been working. I just gave up. I was like, whatever. I'll just play it in 2K. I don't care. It's all good. All I care about is that we got UI scaling. It works fine. It looks great compared to what it looked like before.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
The memory is strange. It's foggy and unsettling. I do not feel like I was there, merely looking on from a distance while I spoke too much of things that do not concern strangers. I told my neighbors, but they dismissed me as being mad. Stone terrified me, made me cold. So I left, and now it is cold everywhere, and it is my fault. Yes, it was appearing before the update, and when I tried it, it made everything so itty bitty tiny that I was like, yeah, we're not gonna. Yeah, like a year ago was whenever I got this new PC, which was July of 2024, so like a year and a half ago. Because as soon as I got this in, I was like, woohoo, 4K machine, and I immediately put Star Wars: Red Republic on it. That runs in 4K, and then I loaded up Lord of the Rings Online and put it in 4K, and like, oh shit, there's no UI scaling. I was like, well, that's not gonna work. And
It
now
is a
there
sad
is.
thing
So
to watch your lands die.
the stone Saruman gave Iothate the key. It is a fragment chipped from the very stone that Nurzum carries upon his back. It is the source of the cold spreading throughout Wildemere, for it goes where Nurzum goes. Garwig must hear of this discovery at once.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
I agree, Stubbs. Yeah, they said there was some, like, there's going to be some growing pains as they get all the kinks worked out of the UI thing, so I haven't been stressing about it too much. Like I said, I spent about an hour, and that was all I was willing to put into trying to get things working, and I was like, I'm just going to go play the game. Do I like this game more than World of Warcraft? Personally, not because it's a better game, not because one game is better than the other, but I know Lord of the Rings intimately. I've been reading these books since I was 5 years old and I first read The Hobbit. So for me, Lord of the Rings is always going to be better than World of Warcraft because I know the world and I love the world. However, mechanically speaking, graphically speaking, modernization-wise, optimization-wise, World of Warcraft is so much better as a game. It has native controller support. They have a $1 billion budget compared to this game, which is a much smaller community. Doesn't change my feelings about this being, for me, a more favorite. I like this game more than World of Warcraft. It is a lesser product in terms of optimization and modernization and everything else. Doesn't change the fact that I prefer this to World of Warcraft. So, mostly I was, I've been just willing to put up with it just because this is something I'm doing with my brother and his kids, Allie. So it's like, I'm willing to go a little extra length with this particular game because, and like dealing with all the little things because it's something I'm doing with the kids. So it's a way to, you know, have fun with the family, and I'll suffer through. I should probably, where? I got 2 stacks of, excuse me, I should take care of these wolves because otherwise this quest is going to keep nagging at me. Yeah, fix one bug, another one pops up. That is the way of things. And then, like, not seeing my character on the map anywhere. That is mildly annoying. Yeah, this came out like 19 years ago. I think it came out in 2007? So like almost 20 years ago. I need 3 more of these little assholes so I can get this out of my tracker. Probably have tracking, don't I? Forgot all about this. It's been a while since I played. They have had a very strong community over the years. It's still pretty steady. I haven't watched any of the investor calls in a while, but the last time I watched any of the investor stuff was maybe, I think it would have been right when the Embracer Group bought Middle-earth Enterprises, which is probably 2 or 3 years ago, and this game still had around 100 and I think it was around 150,000 paying subscribers, which is it's a very healthy size for a, at the time, like 17, 18-year-old game. Am I retired? No, I'm not retired. This is my job right here. We stream every day for about 8 hours a day. We start in the morning at 5 a.m. Central. We play for about 3 to 4 hours. Then we come back in the afternoon, which is what we're doing right now, and we do another 3 to 4 hours. In between, I do a ton of videos on YouTube. We are always live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. Always in 4 places, and in between on YouTube, we do movie reviews, game guides, discussions, TV shows, book reviews, nerd stuff, tabletop, all sorts of fun stuff. I won't be retired for another 15, 18 years, something like that. And even then, I won't retire. I'll just keep going until they put me in the grave. As long as my eyesight's here and I can sit in a chair or they can prop me up, I will be online in front of a camera doing something. There is no reason not to. Age is not a factor when it comes to being a gamer. I have been online in front of a camera since 2008, making a living, and I will continue to do so. Now, could I retire if I wanted to? Yeah. But why? Why would I want to stop doing this? This is a badass job, like playing games for a living. It's... What? This is the easiest and best job I've ever had in the world. Alright, we got another title. We are Ally of Wildemore, and we earned some LOTRO points. And we have found a camp of Durnfast refugees.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Yep, we will be playing the new Fable. Yep. No, I have all 4 of my chats on my screen. But I don't feel compelled to answer every single one of you, Matahashiro. So sit down, shut up, and enjoy the show. I may or may not get to you. Not every single question that comes through my chat is something I'm going to absolutely answer. Settle down. You're here on my time. Also, I'm playing a game. Chat is secondary. JK says, I'm a 60-year-old gamer, never gonna stop till they put me in a box. Damn straight.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
I will escort them that you may make haste, but then I shall continue my search for Thrym. Wildemore needs him. You bite your tongue and hope that Cinderberg realizes that Thrym is gone, so that she may confront her grief. At last. Alright. Hasten to Forlaw to tell Garweg all that you know. Okay. We could probably just use the mount here.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
I know, it's a gaming channel, not a Q&A stream, right? Mind blown! Rodrigo says this game sounds amazing, so you could travel from the Shire all the way to Rohan. Oh, let me tell you a little story while we're riding, because we're using the slow travel. Rodrigo, I've played this game since launch. I have an entire series on YouTube dedicated to this game. I don't play it as a main game anymore, and I haven't for years, because I focus mostly on new games. This game, I have a bunch of videos on YouTube, one of which is called LOTRO, LOTRO Tourism. And we did, this is probably 5 years ago, 4 years ago maybe. We started in the Shire, and we worked our way all the way through to the Misty Mountains with that particular journey, you can literally go, everything that's in the books is in this game. So the entirety of Middle-earth is here from the Third Age. So you can literally travel from the Shire. I'll open up the map here in a minute and show it to you, Rodrigo. But you can literally travel anywhere from The Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings novels. Everywhere in this game. You want to follow in Boromir's footsteps as he left Minas Tirith and traveled to Imladril? You can do that. You want to follow in the footsteps of the hobbits? You want to take the journey that Bilbo made to the Lonely Mountain? You can do that. You want to go visit the trolls and the Trollshaws that got turned to stone in the Hobbit novel? You can do that. You want to go visit Gollum's cave in the Misty Mountain? You can do that. Like, and all this stuff from the appendices. Like I said, I'll open up the map in a minute and I'll show you a little bit. It is obviously a dated game at this point. You know, it's 19 years old. But I do stream Elder Scrolls games. We've been streaming Skyrim on Sunday mornings. You missed it this morning, Beth. We play Skyrim on Sundays. Every morning we do Destiny 2 on Sunday. Every Sunday morning we do Destiny 2 and then Skyrim. Have I played Shadows of Mordor and all that stuff? Yep. Am I looking forward to the new LOTRO MMO? Yep. So let me go answer somebody's question before I. There's a guy we're gonna go ban a bitch really quick, but I gotta answer him before I ban him. Hang on. I gotta go find his trolley comment. This looks only marginally more modern than RuneScape. I thought you were allergic to older games. You didn't pay attention when I talked about that video where I said everyone has personal tastes about what feels too old for them. So there are certain games that I feel are too old to play. There are other games that I give a pass to because of personal reasons. You didn't fucking listen because you're an idiot. So that's why you didn't understand. I can't help you with that. So bye-bye. New LOTRO MMO is probably 4 or 5 years away. At the earliest. Alright. Let me get caught up on the rest of the chat here. Also, we were playing Elder Scrolls Online for November and December, but then I got sidetracked with Skyrim because I had never played Skyrim before. We played a lot of Skyrim over Christmas. I'm on my 3rd character in Skyrim right now. We're coming up around 100 hours of gameplay. So No Man's Sky update is about to be announced, says Allie. Oh, I forgot I was going to open up the map for Rodrigo. Hang on a second, Rod. Before you go anywhere, I'm going to open up the map. Because I wanted to show you. We're not in widescreen format, but I should be able to still give you a good example. You don't know what you're talking about, checking my loots. So go do your due diligence. The studio making the new MMO for Amazon was not shut down. You're an idiot if you think it was, because that's not true. But yeah. Alright, here's the map. So let me make sure I can get this centered for you, because we're on TikTok. So I need to make sure that I can center this map a little bit. It's not quite centered. That's sort of centered. Okay, that's mostly centered for the people on TikTok, and everybody else can see. So we are currently in Rohan, but let's go all the way out. So this is the map of Middle-earth, right? So if you've never played this game, matter of fact, let me get my notebook because this will be a great clippable moment to put on YouTube. Because Rodrigo was asking, can you go everywhere in Middle-earth that you can go in the books? And you can. So, this is the world map of Middle-earth in Lord of the Rings Online. So, we are in Rohan right now. So, if you look how each one of these, if you hover over them, it gives you a circle with the crosshair in the middle. That means that's an expandable region of the game, right? So if you were to start off in the Shire, as an example, you would start off in Eriador. We would open up the Eriador map, and then within the Eriador map, we can see regions like Fororkel, Evendim, Ered Luin, the North Downs, Angmar, Etten Moors, Trollshaws, Eregion, Dunland, and the Shire, Yonder Shire, so on and so forth, Breeland, right? So if we were to start in the Shire, we would click here and we would go to the Shire. Now we're in the Shire map, right? And here, when you create if you create a Hobbit in this game, I can't remember exactly. I think it puts you through over in Breeland, but then you can travel back to the Shire. I don't remember exactly where it puts you when you start a new character. But once you're through character creation and everything else, you can come to the Shire. And there is literally a quest, and I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me right now, where you follow in the footsteps of Bilbo, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he gives you like the maps that you can like mount on your wall, and you get the housing item where you get the cloak like stand for the door, and you can put hats and stuff on it. I can't remember the guy's name. Anyway, so you could create a character in the Shire, and if you wanted to follow in the footsteps of the hobbits, which is what you're doing essentially in this game, you are following in the footsteps of the Fellowship as they go through the game. You would go from the Shire, and you would head over to Breeland. You would make your way to Buckland, across the ferry, through the Old Forest, down to the Barrow Downs, and notice that each one of these is an expandable map. So the Old Forest is an expandable map. The Barrow Downs is an expandable map. And you get into the map, Southern Bree Fields. And then we get into Bree Town itself, and you're in Bree. And we can go to Staddle and so on and so forth. And you can make your way to the Lone Lands, where we end up at Weathertop. And then from Weathertop, you make your way continuing east to Osgurth, cross the last bridge, and you head on into the Trollshaws. Within the Trollshaws, you'll find POIs like, the Stone Trolls Glade, where you can go find the 3 stone trolls from the Hobbit novel, and you can eventually make your way to Rivendell, and then from Rivendell, depending on whether or not you're following in the footsteps, Bingo Boffin. That is the name of the quest, Megan. Thank you so much. The Bingo Boffin quest line. That's the one where you're literally following along the footsteps, and he gives you these really cool maps when you finish his storylines, which you can mount in your house. And there is housing in this game. There's also guild housing in this game. It's really cool. Anyway, once you get to Rivendell, if you're following Bilbo's journey, you would go up to the Misty Mountains. You gotta go to Gollum's Cave. Gollum's Cave is so cool. The first time I found Gollum's Cave, I'm wandering through Goblin Town, right? And you come across the wall paintings of what where the goblins have scratched this creature onto the walls of the cave with paint and everything. And then, go from there. So then if you're following in the story of the Fellowship of the Ring, and this game, Volume 1 has you doing a bunch of stuff in the Shadows of Angmar, which is the base game. But then once you get into the expansion, which is Moria, everything from Moria onwards, you're following in the footsteps of the Fellowship of the Ring. And by the way, some of my favorite quest lines are when you're working your way down the Anduin, and you're literally watching the cutscenes with Boromir and Pippin and Merry and everything that's happening at the end of the Fellowship of the Ring novel, right? As the Fellowship is shattering, and you're watching all these cutscenes, and you're going through and following in their footsteps. There's a lot of stuff. Anyway, so from here, if we were going to go and follow in the footsteps of the Fellowship, they would then go down into Eregion, and from Eregion they would make their way to the walls of Moria. Once you get to the walls of the Moria, you make your way to Durin's Door. Once you're in Durin's Door, you're actually in Moria. This is one of the biggest expansions I've ever played in an MMO before, outside of maybe Planes of Power for EverQuest 1. Moria is massive. Each one of these is a region: Waterworks, Flaming Deep, Silvertine Loans, Renhard Loans, blah 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 blah. You're gonna spend a lot of time in Moria, in the dark. The last time we did this together was probably 5 or 6 years ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago actually now by now. My brother and I and some friends got together. It took us 3 months, and we were playing like 4 times a week for about 3 hours each session. It took us about 3 months to get through the entirety of Moria before we got out to the other side, to the Dimmerald Dale, and then from the Dimmerald Dale we were able to go on down to Karis Galadon, which is where Galadriel lives. And then from here we get to the Great River, or in the case of here we can go to Mirkwood, depending on where you want to go from here. But Mirkwood, and then Dol Guldur, and all this other stuff. Go back to Lothlorien, we can go down the Great River, follow the Great River down, and then we get into, I believe I'm currently in the Wildermoor, which is where my character is right now. I'm in the Wildermoor, which is a part of Rohan. But then we get into Rohan itself, Fanghorn Forest, Isengard, Edoras, Helm's Deep, the Norcrofts, the Broadacres, the Sootcrofts, blah blah blah. Go to Gondor, Western Gondor, Eastern Gondor. Want to go to Mordor? Let's go to Mordor. Like, the Plateau of Gorgoroth. Like, everything that is in the books, from The Hobbit through The Lord of the Rings, and all the appendices, is in this game. So yes, you can literally travel to every single location. Yeah, the game is massive, but it's also 19 years old at this point. It's had a long time to put out content. Are they in the games, Frodo? And yes. So the main storyline, once you get to the Moria expansion, is literally you following in the footsteps of the Fellowship of the Ring. So when you go to Rivendell the first time, you're literally meeting up with all of the entire Fellowship. The Fellowship is there when you go to Rivendell for the first time, because they are there during the break, right? So when you go there the first time, you're following in their footsteps as they are getting to Rivendell. And then you get to Rivendell, they're there. They're in the time when they are waiting, and Narsil's being reforged and everything else. And then they take off on December, around the 25th of December is when they leave Rivendell to go on their adventure. So you are following in their footsteps as you go through that journey. So all of the companions are here. Everybody from the books is here. You will be working with many of the characters. Matter of fact, the one of the reasons we're playing on Sunday nights right now with my brother's kids is because they're getting into Lord of the Rings. So the big thing for them is they got, I think it was maybe a month ago we did Weathertop, right? And then right after that, before that we had gone to the Prancing Pony, and they're like, oh my god, the Prancing Pony, oh my god, there's Gandalf, and they're meeting with Gandalf, and they're meeting with Aragorn, and there's all these characters that they're interacting with. And so for the kids, it's this interactive experience. But even for me, as a lifelong Lord of the Rings nerd, it's an interactive experience. So yes, it is free to play. There's a monthly sub. Free to play gets you, I think, up to like level 90, Helm's Deep, I think, something like that. It's like 6 months worth of content easily for free. And then there's an optional sub, which I've ran most of the years I've played this game, because you get tons of points and everything else that you can spend in the store. Hang on, I gotta scroll through chat. There's a whole bunch of chat going on. Yeah, if you love Middle-earth, this is it's an easy game to get immersed in, even though it is absolutely, it is dated. The first thing is, like, the graphics are dated, but mostly it's this. Look at the hotkey bloat. Look at how many fucking abilities I have on my hotbar. I only use like 4 of those abilities. That is an old school design thing from 20 years ago, back when games had, 10 hotbars. Nobody does that anymore, right? That is a throwback to the times from before. Do I still do game development? Nope, not anymore. I haven't for a couple of years. I do this full time now. Anyway, that was to answer Rodrigo's question about, I don't remember what the original question was. I don't remember exactly how he worded it. Something about, can you go everywhere from the books? And yes, you can go everywhere from the books. Let me get caught up on the rest of chat. Do I play World of Warcraft? Not anymore. I haven't played since the War Within. Do you travel with the Fellowship? No, you just bump into them occasionally, correct. You are literally following in their footsteps. So the Fellowship has always been to the locations that you go to before you get there. So you're always just behind them because they are off on their separate adventure. You are not part of the Fellowship, so you are not adventuring with the Fellowship. You are interacting with the world of Middle-earth as the Fellowship moves through the world of Middle-earth. What are the classes? There's a whole bunch of videos on my YouTube channel in the Lord of the Rings Online playlist. There's a ton of classes. Yes, I have a YouTube channel. We are live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok right now in all 4 places, and everything in between happens on YouTube. And yes, I have a massive playlist for this game because I used to play it a lot. I don't play it a lot anymore, but there's probably 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel with this. It needs an updated model. Honey, it's a 19-year-old game. It's not going to get looking any better just magically because they're not going to be investing that kind of money into it. They have done a great job of modernizing over the years, most recently with the new UI update that just happened last week. Actually, this past week, like 4 or 5 days ago, which now allows us to do UI scaling up to 4K, which is awesome. But yeah, they've already done a bunch of upgrades to the graphics over the years, but don't expect it to suddenly magically look like a 2026 game. That's not going to happen. Roman says, I was looking through the map and it's absolutely massive. Can you go to Shelob's lair? I don't know that I've ever been to Shelob's lair. So I'm not sure if you can go there or not. Anyway. That'll be a great video to clip out on YouTube. Now, Allie had a question I want to answer. Ren, when you say the Lord of the Games game wasn't canceled, are you referring to the Hogwarts-style game or the MMO? I'm referring to the MMO. The MMO was never canceled. No, that's incorrect, Machine. The MMO was never canceled. You got to go over to the Embracer Group and Middle-earth Enterprises and their investor calls and all that stuff, and you will find that the Lord of the Rings MMO that was being developed with Amazon is still very much in development. Megrin says you can go to Shelob's lair in a raid with Minas Morgul expansion. There you go. I've never actually finished the Mordor stuff, so I've played this game since launch and I've never finished Mordor. Like, I have a lore master who's in Osgiliath looking for Faramir right now, but I have so many characters in this game because I just love Middle-earth, so I just keep coming back and creating new characters all the time with my brother and friends. Graphics do matter, dumbass. We talked about this earlier. Are you stupid? I told you that everybody has a personal threshold. You know what? I'm not even going to bother explaining myself. We're just going to block these stupid idiots. HCVid says, I remember watching a raid dungeon when they fought Shelob. I'm assuming that's what Megrin was just talking about. How many hours do I have in this game? I don't know, man. Thousands. I don't use plugins. Don't know. Angus says Shelob's lair is a skirmish and an instance. I wonder if I can see it on here if it's a skirmish. What the fuck is the skirmish button? Shift L? No. I don't remember what skirmishes are. Somewhere in here are skirmishes. Control K, that's what it is. Oh no, that's just the skirmish panel. Where do you see the actual instances? Instance finder, there we go. I might be high enough level to see it. It's called Remorkant. It's a 12-man raid. I bet I don't have it because I'm too low level on this character. It's all good. God damn, there's so much content in this game. Well, unless they make an announcement via the investor call, Allie, nothing's been canceled. But the Embracer Group and Middle-earth Enterprises, that's all public info, and they have never said anything about it being canceled. So until they do, the only information anyone has is a LinkedIn post from a person who got fired, who claimed that, oh, RIP, and it's like, that's not how that works. Just because you have a disgruntled employee who makes a doom and gloom post on a LinkedIn page doesn't mean something is canceled. That's just somebody who got upset they got fired. You gotta wait until the owners say something. And the owners haven't ever said anything. Look at all these quests, which we're not going to do right now. We're going to go up here and just turn in. Somebody asked, do I have a favorite area in the game? I would say Rohan. Rohan is pretty cool. Gondor is really cool. There's a premium housing area. I can't remember the name of it, but there's a premium housing area in Rohan, which has like big guild halls, and it's in the middle of this like really awesome like pine forest area. The housing in there, it's like, it all looks like Viking longhouses and stuff. So cool. Angus says, my kinship battles are a lot. I can't remember if it's an epic battle or not. Yes, the music is mostly... This game is in my top... I have a video from several years ago where I did like my top 5 favorite MMO soundtracks. This game is in that list.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
The giant carries a magic stone with him, and Saruman has said something to do with it. So it is what it is. The ice emanates from Nurzum himself and goes where he goes.
It's a sad thing to
Chris,
watch
there's
your
also a
lands
separate
die.
big-ass single-player game in the vein of Hogwarts Legacy in the works. And that's as a result of the big deal that went through with the Saudi investment group.
I am afraid of what is happening to these lands.
You must go to Birtor for yourself. I will search for Thrym. If I see anything of the stone you seek, I will send word. Someone asked, is there a main story to this game? Yes. There's something right here called the Epic Volume. It's the Epic Book Series. So if you go Google this on YouTube, on Google, the main story of the game is laid out in book format, and it's part of what's called an Epic Quest series. So you start off in Volume 1. You start off at a prologue in character creation. By the time you get to Bree and the Prancing Pony, you're getting into Chapter 1. And then you're in Chapter 1 of Volume 1. And Volume 1 has, like, I don't remember, 30, 40 chapters. And then Volume 2 has 30, 40 chapters. Volume 3 has 30, 40 chapters. So the main quest line of this is in this like book format, and that's when you're interacting with the main characters from the books, like Gandalf and Aragorn and Theoden and Éomer and Éowyn and Denethor and Faramir and all of the main characters from the books. You're going to be interacting with through that main questline series. Does the game still get updates? They just launched a brand new expansion And they just dropped a big UI update 4 days ago where we now have scaling UI for up to 4K. So yes, they've been continuing to update this game with annual expansions every single year since it went live, on top of which they do story updates in between. Every couple months, isn't it? It's pretty regular that they do updates to this game. And they've added a ton of new classes since it started. There are no private servers for this game. It's all official servers. And there's also legacy, what do they call them? Legendary servers, which are a little bit different than the main servers. And those require a monthly sub to play. But I'm on a free-to-play server. These are the old, well, they're all new 64-bit servers. Is a skirmish like an instance? Yes. And there's like what you could do solo instances, there's 3-man instances, there's 6-man instances, there's 12-man instances. I don't remember if there's 24-man instances anymore. Laurelin is no longer around because now we're on the people who were on Laurelin are now on Meriadoc. So I have characters on the Meriadoc server, and then this character is on the Paragon server, which is one of the new servers, because they got rid of all the old legacy servers. Everybody had to move over, I think at the end of September or October of last year. They finally shut down. If I'm not mistaken, they shut down all the old servers. Is it an easy game to get into? Absolutely. It's free to play, and it's 100% soloable, so there's nothing stopping you from jumping in and playing. Runekeeper and Loremaster are the magic users. Yep. R.A. Salvatore games. Has there ever been an R.A. Salvatore game? Well, apart from the Trist Duarden games. Yeah, Runekeeper can be a DPS wizard or a healer wizard, and then Loremaster is the pet class. So the Loremaster gets all the cool pets and stuff. What's up, Liam? Yes, we're diving into a little bit of LOTRO tonight. If you're not already following Liam's Lyceum over on YouTube, click his channel, go follow him. He has a booktube channel, and he is a huge Tolkien expert, way more of an expert than I am, and he's into a topic that I can't even pronounce, which is the study of language, and he can tell you all about it. You can absolutely play with friends if you want to, but it's also built to be soloed, so you can play solo or with friends. It's entirely up to you how you play. Angus says my fellowship is on Glamdring with Zolan, Voice of the Rings. He's a great content creator for this game. Nice, Angus. Nice. Oh, actually, I think we have to go back and tell him of her denial. You and your brother are going to have another LOTRO session soon. I'm supposed to play tonight with my brother and their kids. He told me they should be back tonight. They had to go to town, so if they get back on time tonight, we will be playing our weekly session this evening. I say weekly, I don't think we've actually had a weekly session. I think we've done twice a month. I think the most we've done is like 3 times a month.
The White Wizard has taken everything from us.
She should try to help those who yet live. Well, I gotta say, guys, my initial reaction to the 2K, 4K UI scaling is a big deal because I can actually read the text again. That's nice. But I am going to take a quick 5-minute break here, everybody. I gotta step outside, check it on Chris. I'm going to go feed all my cats because I'm about 20 minutes past their feeding time, and then we're going to be back. and play a little bit more. So in the meantime, as always, we are live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. Make sure you get over to the YouTube channel because everything in between the streams happens over there. So while you're waiting for me to come back from feeding the cats and everything, check out the YouTube channel. Don't forget the Discord. I am on the afternoon round of coffee, champion, so I'm about to go get a second cup while I feed the cats. So we'll be back in a few. Alright. Cats have been fed. I went and got some more coffee. Next, Wolf says the new Star Wars game isn't a good game. Well, we're going to boot you out of my channel because if you don't like Star Wars games, you're not welcome here. We love all Star Wars games. Is this only on the PC? It is. Yep. Impulse says, I originally found you through LOTRO. Glad to see you playing it again. Well, we're doing a one-off tonight. Coffee or coffee? Coffee is the only right answer. Beverage of champions. Does this look like a Star Wars game? I don't know. What does it look like to you? It's the same dev team, but it has changed publishers multiple times over the years because it was originally Warner Brothers and Turbine, and then it became actually, I think it was, sorry, originally it was Turbine, and then it went, because I remember I bought, because I used to play on European servers, which is, I have two different accounts, and one of those is a European, so Codemasters used to run the European stuff years ago, but then when Turbine sold to Warner Brothers, Turbine is no longer around. Warner Brothers then took over, then Warner Brothers sold it to Daybreak. Standing Stones kind of separated off their own thing, but it's always been the same development team, even though the company has changed hands. But it's the same team who does Dungeons and Dragons Online. Cordovan is the community manager. He does community management for both Dungeons and Dragons Online and Lord of the Rings Online. So, is this game fully soloable? Yep. Is there a community for doing dungeons and stuff? Yep. But yeah, it's the same development team forever. But yeah, the ownership has changed hands a few times. It is pretty amazing that it's the same team. Yep. I think it's like 50, 60 people these days. But they don't need a massive team of people because it is an older game and it doesn't require, 300 people to, make new content. This is one of the older games. They have pushed out annual expansions for, I think, every single year since the game came out. Plus free updates in between. Like story updates and stuff. All the book content. All that stuff. So the expansions usually release like new classes and stuff like that. Do I think we'll get an Undying Lands expansion someday? I have no idea.
These are desperate times for the Rohirrim.
Did I ever play Star Wars Galaxies? Years and years and years ago. I don't really play a lot of roguelites. What games do I normally play? I don't play one game. I play variety. I'm a variety streamer and variety content creator. Are there any things I'm hoping to add to this game? Nah. It's an old game. It is what it is. I wouldn't mind. It would be great if they added controller support, but I don't play it enough anymore to really care. And I just noticed on TikTok my green screen isn't set up perfectly because I can kind of see the text through my forehead. That's interesting. We'll have to do some further configurations. I set that second webcam up today. It looks like it needs some more tweaking until they unlock my stinking virtual cam so that I can just share my normal stream over. Is my archer favorite class in every RPG and why? It doesn't need a why. All you need to know that it is. That's all you need to know. Doesn't matter why it's my favorite class. It just is. I always play archers first, and I have been doing so for like 35 years. Archers first, mages second, tanks third. In this game, I have one of everything, and I've got multiples. I have like 3 or 4 hunters, 3 or 4 guardians, 2 or 3 lore masters, I have at least 2 to 3 of every single class in this game across multiple servers, and 2 different accounts. Alright, she is not going to listen to him. It is a blue line hunter, yep.
These lands were once so fair.
I'm afraid you must carry the weight of Wildemore on your shoulders alone from now on, good elf. I'm afraid we must put aside the search for answers on how Nurzum uses the stone. It is more important that we get word to Bir Tor that they must evacuate. I will not suffer the deaths of more of my people.
It is a sad thing to watch your
You must go to
lands
Bir
die.
Tor and Kinniber's stead. The high knolls are dangerous even in the best of times, and I cannot bear to lose you as well. Right. Which is where? Do I have any horses up there? Yeah, I do have a stable for Bir Tor, so. Steed of the Hunter. This game has a phenomenal soundtrack. Bir Tor. We're gonna take the slow travel
Do you
so that I
bring
can catch up on
provisions?
chat while they are. Oh, I actually haven't been there yet. Oh, never mind. Do I want to burn? Nah. I only have one mithril coin. We're not gonna spend it on one little thing. Let's figure out how to travel up north. Let's get there. Looks like we could just follow this road up. And out? How do I get out of here? Because the map's not working right now with the UI. So I can't see where I'm at on the map. There it is. Okay. I'm gonna go over to my other horse. Since we're probably gonna end up getting hit with some combat along the way. Getting Braveheart vibes with the music. Can I get up there this way? Oh, I think we're on the eastern side of this river. We're gonna have to go all the way up and around. Let's go follow the road. Warband! No, I think I'll oh no! Broke my leg. It's awesome. Oh no! Alright. Ride! Ride! What waits at Bir Tor? Close are we? Oh, we're still a ways away. I probably should not have gotten off my horse. Who's after me? These guys. Let's just deal with them. Oh, are we gonna have to get up top there somehow? Dude, I bet we are. We're gonna have to go. I'm on the wrong side of here. If we swim, it's gonna take us forever. I would rather not swim. Let's see if I can get up this way. There's the road. Probably go all the way up in. Well, I don't know if the quest is going to lead us up in there or not. Hang on a minute. What are we missing here? This has nothing to do with World of Warcraft. This game is so boring. Well, then what the fuck are you doing watching my stream, dumbass? Should you try this or Star Wars: The Old Republic first? Whatever floats your boat. They are both phenomenal games. Comparison is the thief of joy. You should never try to compare things. You should play things and enjoy them for what they are. We got traceries, which I don't need at the moment. Don't really have a most anticipated game of this year, because we're going to be playing a ton of games. It's going to be a very good year. Last year was a good year. The year before that was a good year. This year is going to be a good year. Does anyone yet live? Tear down enemy and flex. We're going to do that later. I'm still trying to figure out where we're supposed to go down here. I mean, Fable's gonna be good. Grand Theft Auto 6 is gonna be good. There's so many good games that are coming out this year. Like, it's gonna be a good year. Well, for the city. Alright, now it wants us to destroy banners, which I think are the same. Those are flags. Well, either way. We have to be off our horse. Those do not count as flags. Okay, that's interesting. So the flags must be in town. Gaming, TV shows, etc. It just gets better every year. Like, every year is better than the last. We are living in the golden age of television, film, and video games. Virtual reality is progressing at a nice pace. All sorts of fun things coming for those of us who love fun things. Those of us who love all the things nerdy and fun. It's a good time to be us. There you go, Gray. Now it's your turn to lurk. Into the village of Blitor. Alright, we can go... Complete your search of the homes. So we gotta go up in here. And... I got other quests, so we have 3 quests. Is this game difficult to learn? No. It's not difficult to learn. At all. If you have never played an older game, there may be elements of this that lack quality of life features. But it's not a difficult game to play. Everything is designed around solo gameplay, so it's very easy to pick up and play. They added adjustable difficulties a while back so that you can adjust the difficulty of the landscape environments. Dungeons themselves are a little bit different. But yeah, it's not difficult to play. There is I have a playlist up on YouTube with probably 1,000 videos in it. A boatload of beginner's guides from over the years, so that would be a great place to start. Pick a race, pick a class, go forth and have fun. Alright, I know we have to take care of these flags. Search within for survivors. Oh man, now I'm hungry for pizza, Gray. Damn it! I want some pizza. I prefer controller, 100%. No, games are not overpriced. You are incorrect when you make that statement. Do we ever really have to do this again? Really? Street Fighter 2 was $75 in 1992. That is $150. Actually, it's more like $175 in today's money. Like, gaming is cheap. Until games reach the point where they cost $200, you can't say that games are expensive. It's not how that works. It's not an expensive hobby. You know what's an expensive hobby? Building model trains. Buying Legos. Legos is an expensive hobby. Especially if you're going to buy the big sets like the Minas Tirith set or the Death Star set or the Millennium Falcon. But gaming is not expensive. Gaming is extremely cheap compared to everything. Matter of fact, we did the math on this last year. It costs way more money to go to the movies than it does to play video games. On a per hour rate, you will pay pennies per hour to play a video game, but you will pay dollars per hour to go watch a film. So no, gaming is not expensive. And yes, unless you're a content creator, you can always wait for things to go on sale. It's not, gaming is so cheap. Destroy enemy flags, investigate the first house. I guess we got credit for this one. When we walked in, I wasn't quite paying attention because we got... Nah, even comic books aren't expensive. Now, by comparison to games, perhaps. Back when I was 12 years old, I used to be able to get gas for 79 cents a gallon, and now it's $4.50 a gallon. Gas is expensive. Shit just gets more expensive with time, man. But gaming is so cheap compared to so many other hobbies. Yep, reviews of the Fallout show are up on YouTube. All 2 seasons. Every single episode. Not. All right, the home is empty and cold. Speaking of Fallout, tonight's rerun episode of Renfail After Dark is going to be Fallout 4. So anybody who wants to watch some Fallout 4 content tonight, that'll be going live around 9 p.m. Central Time. Boss battle. Let me in the house. This home has been destroyed. 2 more homes. Okay, that quest is done. What kind of PCs do I have? You can check out my home setup over on YouTube. We did a video in early January on the new machine that we just added to the rotation. Check that out at your leisure. Got one more home to research, which is where? Southish? There it is. You should search for survivor. The home is empty. Examine the frosty gust of air. How long do you think it would take to scan every planet in Starfield? Oh wow, that's a good question. I would imagine a few hundred hours. There's 1,000 planets. Let's say you could realistically do one every 10 minutes. I mean, you could probably do them quicker than that. But still, I don't know. Do the math. Let's say you could do one every 5 minutes. I don't know if you can do one every 5 minutes. That's 5,000 minutes? How many hours is that? I don't know. Alright, we were supposed to inspect this, but I'll tell you what. I am not able to get my mouse to click on that. Which may be part of the bug that we've got with the, I may need to relog. Hang on. There's another one up here. Thanks, Mosaic. Do I play a lot of... Am I a fan of MMOs? I have been playing MMOs since 1995. They're not the primary thing I play anymore. I mostly play single-player RPGs. And when I play MMOs like this, or Elder Scrolls Online, or Fallout 76, or World of Warcraft, or Dune Awakening, or any of the live service games that I play, I tend to play single-player. I don't play multiplayer anymore. Can't be bothered. I'm here for me, myself, and I. Oh, this one I can actually talk to. Ooh, it might not be mere coincidence. I begin to shiver. Is this free to play? There is a free to play version of the game, yes. But there's also an optional sub, which I highly recommend. Because you should support the developers if you plan on playing the game with any serious intent.
Sending shivers down the spines of all caught within.
Don't be a cheap bitch. Alive, one day. I hope you're ready to die. The boys are right behind me and behind them. You'll just have to hope that you survive long enough to meet them, eh? You should run away, little creatures who value your hide. Yeah, well, level 1 to 90 or 95 up to Helm's Deep is free. Beyond that, content does cost. But I always tell people, if you're only going to play 5 or 10 hours a week, yeah, you don't need a sub. But if you're going to play more than 10 hours a week, you really should get a sub, because you'll get way more out of it. Especially, like, unlocking all the inventory with the LOTRO points, fast travel, and run the other way. I don't know which way we're supposed to run. Run along the road. I don't know which way I'm supposed to run. Oh, he's there. So, is this the other way? This way. Just answered my own question. Codex approach. Yes, the lore is the main reason people play this game, correct. I always get people asking things like, well, what's the end game like in this game? And I'm like, if you're interested in the end game in Lord of the Rings Online, you're here for the wrong reasons. Like, this is Middle-earth. The game is about the world, not about the end game. Go back to Final Fantasy XIV or World of Warcraft if all you cared about is raids. Like... Run north. Ah, here we go, this way. Jump off the cliff. Whee! Head northeast away from Birtor to the tallest peak. The journey is the game. Yeah, it's more so in this game than I think just about every other game I've ever played. Because Middle-earth is a massive place. And that's one of the reasons I always tell people, just I've played this game for 19 years. I still don't have a max level character, and I've never finished Mordor. Never. My highest level character is my lore master in Osgiliath. Like, there's so much to do in this game that I just always am like making new characters and like going off and exploring different parts of Middle-earth that I haven't seen before in the game. Like right now we're playing with my brother and my brother and my sister-in-law and their kids. Like I pulled one of my characters. That minstrel that I'm playing with him was a character I created all the way back in like 2008, and I never played it beyond like level 30. And suddenly I'm playing that character again for the first time in decades, you know?
It's a sad thing to watch your lands die.
It's too late for me, but not for the others.
The White Wizard has
The man
taken
strains as he looks at
everything
you,
from us.
clearly in pain from his wound. It is too late to save me, stranger, but I'm glad you've come. You can help us. But first, there is something I would have you do. I cannot do it myself, and I cannot send Ranvald in her condition. My son lies dead, where he fought off orcs in the snow so these women could steal away. Will you lay him to rest? My sword is just here. I will not need it anymore. Lay it with him. Yeah, and they've done a good job, Lariana, with like updating the environments over the years. The character models, they don't look horrible. Obviously, they're probably the most dated thing about this. But in terms of like the world building, I would say, especially like the skyboxes, the lighting, they've done a great job over the years. Hear that chanting? Love it. Just gonna vibe to that music for a minute. It's awesome. Alright, he's got a sword. Ask for a tribute.
I'm afraid of what is happening to these lands.
Here's a pendant to lay upon her husband's grave. Oh, nope, hang on. I was supposed to collect a pendant. I ran out without grabbing it. I thought I automatically grabbed it. Apparently not. Yeah, the game does have an amazing soundtrack. Find his body near Virtor. I still think one of the coolest quests I've done is attending Aragorn's wedding, which I think is an event, not a quest, if I remember correctly. Like, there's so much, like, that's up there, and then the quest in the Troll Shaws when you're chasing down Gollum, when he steals the fishies by the river. The white, what's it called? The white stag? Is that the name of the quest? Is the white stag? I can't remember the name of it now. But that quest when you're chasing down Gollum, and he climbs up the cliff. Oh no!
It's a sad thing to watch your lands
Alston
die.
says no more, for he is in great pain.
1,000
yellow.
curses upon the orcs.
Alright. Well, that is going to be a wrap, everybody. I need to go eat my dinner and take a
How
break.
could we possibly survive
Because I am
this?
supposed to be playing some more Lord of the Rings online tonight in about an hour and a half with my brother, sister-in-law, and their kids, assuming they get home on time tonight. Those episodes, as always, are not streamed, but I do upload those to YouTube, usually on Sunday nights. But we are airing a rerun episode tonight of Fallout 4, so if you want to watch some Fallout 4, you can check that out this evening, and the episode for Lord of the Rings Online that we're going to play tonight will probably air tomorrow morning. Am I live on Twitch? I'm always live on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and TikTok. Every single time I'm live. We start at 5 a.m. every single morning Central Time. We play for 3 to 4 hours. We play in the afternoon from 3 p.m. Central onwards for another 3 to 4 hours most days. This is the day job. I play a lot of games. Check it all out. Everything in between the streams happens on YouTube. Game guides, movie reviews, discussions, TV shows, and a whole lot more. We're also on all the social medias. There is a Discord, there is a Patreon, there's a merch store, a bookstore for my past work as a sci-fi and fantasy author. There's also a homestead channel if you like cats and chickens, ducks, y mucho contenido en español porque la homestead is in Mexico. Thanks for following along, everybody. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll see everybody tomorrow morning, where we'll be continuing the adventures of... What are we playing tomorrow morning? I don't know what we're playing tomorrow morning. Probably Fallout 4 is what we're going to do tomorrow morning. Or maybe some Dune Awakening. One of those. See you then!